You are listening to Saturday Breakfast on BBC Radio Cambridgeshire with me, Jane Smith. Now, earlier on, we heard how the expansion of the Cambridge FoodCycle group is about to take place because they are the charity who take unwanted food from the supermarkets and turn it into meals for weekly lunches. They're hoping to expand in Cambridge, but as well, another group is hoping to set up in Peterborough, and Joseph Durant is one of the people tasked with setting it up, and he joins us now. Morning, Joseph.
Good morning, Jane.
Now, how close are you to holding your first lunch?
We're currently recruiting volunteers, and we need volunteers. We need committed volunteers in order to make the project happen in Peterborough.
And when we say committed, how much of a commitment are you talking about? Is this a day a week, a day a month? How does it work?
The committed volunteers will provide about 6 hours a week in order to make FoodCycle happen in Peterborough, but people can volunteer just a couple of hours a month if that's all they have.
Now, why did you decide to launch in Peterborough? We've heard earlier the Cambridge FoodCycle is going great guns and hoping to expand. So why now in Peterborough?
So in Peterborough, the FoodCycle project is powered by Cross Keys Homes, who are committed to creating opportunities to changing lives. And it fits really well with what Cross Keys wants to achieve in Peterborough. So we approached FoodCycle in London in order to bring the project to Peterborough.
You've obviously already got some organisations who are prepared to donate the food, and what you need now are the volunteers to make it happen. So you're saying about 6 hours for the committed volunteers, but there's lots of roles. So what sort of roles can volunteers volunteer for?
So FoodCycle is essentially like a small business, a small company, and it has all the different roles that you would expect within a company. So we're looking for people to manage the human resources, the HR. We're looking for a sales team, essentially a fundraising team. We're looking for people to manage other volunteers, and also for people on the ground on a daily basis when we're running the kitchen in order to manage the kitchen itself.
You're going to be based in the city centre, aren't you, in the Westgate Church? So is it local supermarkets that have come on board with you in Peterborough?
Yeah, in Peterborough we have Waitrose, Sainsbury's and Morrison's. The Waitrose is really closely located to the Westgate Church, which is by the bus stand in central Peterborough, so it should be very convenient for picking up the surplus food. And
who's going to come along and eat the meals that you produce then?
So the meals are targeted at people at risk of food poverty and social isolation, but the actual meals are open to the wider community, so people can come along for business lunches and support the project.
That's lovely, and I know we heard earlier that it's a real social event in Cambridge, and you're hoping to be exactly the same in Peterborough.
Absolutely. It's a very vibrant project. There's lots of fun and community building involved in it, and we're hoping that we can have a number of events throughout the year in order to open up the project to the wider community.
And as you say, you want to start as soon as possible, so if people want to get involved and volunteer, how do they contact you?
If they put FoodCycle Peterborough into Facebook, they'll find our Facebook page, but they can also get in contact with Cross Keys Homes, and they'll be able to find myself, Joseph Durant, in order to volunteer.
And there's local leaflets already out in local libraries, so you can find it there as well. So thank you for telling us about it this morning, and good luck with all your volunteer recruitment, and we hope the launch date isn't too far away. That's Joseph Durant from the newly formed Peterborough FoodCycle Group, and thanks very much for telling us about it. And if you're interested, I think they'd really like to hear from you.